Welcome to Fitness Freedom, helping you break through your personal prison in your body and mind. Hosted by Mike Mahoney. Mike owns FitnessExpose.com and is a fitness industry evangelist, teaching others what to watch out for and steering them in the direction of the reputable few. He is a certified personal trainer with a passion for helping other people reach their goals. If you're tired of not getting the results you want and are looking to be inspired, look no further. Fitness Freedom will inspire and motivate you to achieve your goals. Let's get started.
Welcome to another edition of Fitness Freedom. Today I'm taking the solo approach. I have no guest to interview. When I thought about this episode, I decided that we should have a discussion with you about changing your habits. The things included in this discussion are aimed at doing just that. I want to talk to you about an approach that will help you lose the weight you're looking to lose and end the frustration you experience when trying to do so. I will talk to you about mindset and strategies for conquering your goals. It is important to pay attention to this discussion as it will help propel you towards amazing results. It seems most people these days want to lose weight. They wake up one day, look at themselves in the mirror, and make the decision to drop a bunch of pounds. They do some research on the internet, and they decide that extremely low carb is best for them. Does that sound familiar? They read up on how to prepare meals in this manner, and they embark on the journey full throttle. In the first week, they lose 20 pounds and are very happy. Most of this is water, but they have no idea that that's the case. They are very excited. The second week, they lose just 8 pounds, but now they've lost a combined 28 pounds in 2 weeks. By the third week, they lose just 1 pound. They begin to get frustrated. Most of these people have never had a regular exercise program and have never really focused on healthy eating. They just know they want to lose weight, and they want to do so immediately. This mindset is setting them up for failure. But why? Give it some thought, and it quickly becomes obvious why. People who jump right in, like I've described, tend to want to lose the weight faster than humanly possible. They don't really want to do the work long term. They think they can make some drastic changes, and the rest just happens. This is an unrealistic approach, and it only leads to frustration, and at some point they're going to quit. That mindset has got to change if they're going to be successful. Now, I once had a woman call me and inquire about personal training, and while discussing her goals, she told me that she wanted to lose 100 pounds by her birthday. Inquiring minds asked when her birthday was, and the shocking revelation was that it was 2 months away. This woman sincerely thought she could work with me and lose 100 pounds in 2 months. I broke the bad news to her that this just wasn't going to happen. She spent quite some time trying to convince me that it could be done. I ended the conversation telling her that I could not work with her with unrealistic goals. I wish I could tell you that this story is unusual, but it really isn't. People continually expect miracles when it comes to weight loss. They've been conditioned to believe there is some magic bullet available to fix their issues. This, sadly, is not the truth. Losing weight requires focus, dedication, and effort. It is achievable if you focus on being consistent. Consistency with eating and training are the correct paths to losing weight. Before I delve into some of the strategies for losing weight that I like to teach others, let's get into the mindset component. This is a very timely discussion because I'm currently working through some mindset issues and have spent quite a bit of time focused on fixing my own mindset. As mentioned, consistency is the key here. The only reason I'm not currently shredded is my lack of consistency, and I admit it. I have not been as consistent as I should be. I start something and I don't finish it. It disappoints me a great deal. I finally sat down and looked at what things were limiting my belief system. I realized that I was doing it for all the wrong people. I was trying to lose weight for my kids, for my wife, for everyone but me. I realized that until I wanted it for myself, that it would never happen. I am a pretty extreme dude. I tend to go all the way when I do things. Just ask people who know me. It's part of this touch of OCD that I have. I have set a goal for 2 gym sessions a day for the next 30 days. And yes, this sounds pretty extreme, but it fits my mindset perfectly. I'm the type of person who gets sabotaged by too many rest days, too much downtime. I also get sabotaged by not being at the gym daily. Yes, when I do a program that only requires the gym 4 days a week, I invariably fail. I've realized that my limiting belief is that when I am away from the gym, I find it easier to make excuses. But when I'm required to be at the gym daily, I just don't make excuses. I just go and I get the job done. What limits your thinking? You need to try to figure that out. Once you have that understanding, you can craft a program that gets around that very limitation. Like with me, I'm going to hit the gym twice a day for the next 30 days. I'm going to establish a habit that will last me a lifetime. You can do that too. It's up to you how you approach that though. Now, the story of the lady wanting to lose 100 pounds brings to light the issue of having patience. We all want to look our best as soon as possible, but the key there is that it can only happen as soon as possible. It takes time to lose 100 pounds, as an example, and no amount of desire is going to make it happen faster than is possible. This is where patience comes into play. You have to set up your goals with patience in mind. Setting goals is the second step to adjusting your mindset after figuring out your limiting beliefs. When your goal is to lose a certain amount of weight, you might break that into smaller goals, or you'll quickly lose motivation. Now, what do I mean? Well, humans are interesting, and that when they are achieving small goals, they stay motivated. But if they set a huge goal that takes time to achieve, they fail if they don't have milestones to celebrate along the way. Using the example of the woman who wanted to lose 100 pounds, let's figure out how she could have crafted realistic goals that would work for her in the long run. I estimate that it will take about 50 weeks to lose 100 pounds. That's about 2 pounds a week. So with that in mind, a goal of 1 year, which is 52 weeks, is reasonable. If you divide that equally by 12 months, you get 8.33 pounds lost each month to achieve the 100-pound total. The reality is we lose weight faster up front than later on. I would set up a series of small goals as follows. It's really simple. Month 1, aim to lose 20 pounds. Month 2, 15 pounds. Month 3, 10 pounds. Month 4, 8 pounds. Month 5, 8 pounds. Month 6, 8 pounds. Month 7, 8 pounds. Month 8, 5 pounds. Month 9, 5 pounds. Month 10, 5 pounds. Month 11, 5 pounds. Month 12, 5 pounds. Sorry to be so detailed, but I think it's important. If we hit all of these small goals, we will have lost 102 pounds. Let me see, I think that's correct. Yes, 102 pounds. By breaking the 100 pounds down into smaller pieces, something we can chew on, we have something each month to celebrate. We also have immediate feedback. If we are off of our goal on any given month, we can adjust and we can catch up. Now that I've explained how to set smaller goals, I am going to burst a bubble most people have and hold on to. The weight on the scale, it's meaningless. Body composition is the goal that makes the most sense, and here is why. If you weigh 200 pounds and have 30% body fat, that means you have 140 pounds of lean mass. Now, if you still weigh 200 pounds, but now you only have 10% body fat, that means you have 180 pounds of lean mass. The scale didn't change at all, but you are much healthier at 10% than 30%. This is why I focus my efforts on changing my body composition. Over the next several episodes, I will be adding a segment called Checking In, where I will update you on my progress. I need you to hold me accountable. Later in this episode, I'm going to present my goals for this next mission of mine. The important takeaway here is to have smaller goals that lead you to the larger goal. This gives you motivation. We all like accomplishing goals, right? So when we're doing well, we continue, and when we're not, we tend to quit. It's really that simple. And there's simply more time to adjust when things are handled as I just described above. I mean, when we talk about this, we see that there's got to be a strategy, because without a strategy, any road will get you there. So, as we move forward with this discussion, it is important to note that I am speaking about regular people like us who want to get into better shape. Competitors, of course, will use a much more drastic approach. How do you handle eating? I try my best to eat 5 times a day. Now, there's a friend of mine, Skip LaCour, is a 6-time national champion bodybuilder, and he states that 80% compliance in the kitchen will be enough for the average person to achieve their fitness goals. When eating 5 meals a day, that equates to 35 meals a week. That gives you an average of 1 meal a day to mess up and still be 80% compliant. This is very important to remember when adjusting your mindset. Did you have a perfect breakfast, pre-workout, post-workout, and dinner, but your nighttime snack was just awful? Don't sweat it. Just keep trudging forward and you'll reach your goals. My first goal will be to eat 5 meals a day. My second goal will be to achieve a consistent 80% compliance rate with my meals. It's going to be a struggle, but I'm going to get there. Now, gym time makes consistency even more essential. By hitting the gym on a regular basis, you will begin to see changes in your body. And by being consistent and not missing scheduled gym workouts, those changes grow exponentially. Your body tightens up and you start to see muscles that you didn't know you had. It makes you push harder and harder so that you can continue to see the amazing results. As mentioned, I'm going to have a goal for the first 30 days of my new plan to hit the gym 2 physical times per day. While we're talking about gym time, let's examine what the components of your training should be and how to manipulate them. Now, it's essential to be lifting weights. If you want to lose weight, you have to lift weights. Lifting weights increases lean body mass, and that tends to have a metabolic effect on you. Muscle helps burn fat. Cardio has its place. We will discuss that shortly, but you can't simply do cardio every day and not lift weights and expect to maximize your physique. Yes, ladies, this means you as well. Contrary to the false statements that fly around the internet, you will not get bulky by lifting weights. In fact, muscle takes up less space than fat, so you will actually tighten up when you have more muscle to work with. So what role does cardio play? Cardio is just another tool that you have in your tool belt to take the fat off your body, and it's important to look at it that way. Some people can get away with doing no cardio at all, while others need to do cardio in order to lose the fat. When doing cardio, you once again need the right mindset. This is definitely a less is more situation. Now, I recommend starting with as little as 15 minutes of cardio per session, and I strongly suggest keeping cardio sessions and weight sessions separated if at all possible. And even then, if you could keep 8 hours between the two of them, that would be ideal. Now, it's okay to do them in the same session, but it's absolutely impossible to split them up. When you start with a small amount of cardio, you give yourself plenty of room to make adjustments based upon the results you achieve. If things are going well with 15-minute sessions, ride the wave until it stops, and then add 5 minutes to each session. Continue making these adjustments when your progress stalls. With weight loss as the goal, I can tell you that both steady-state cardio and interval cardio will do the trick. I personally like to add in 2 sessions of high-intensity interval training every week to keep things interesting. I have a strong affinity for HIIT, and I use it as much as I can. Now, if you have the right mindset and you've created achievable goals that are small enough to celebrate regular successes, you understand how compliant you need to be with eating, and you understand what to do with your gym time. So now I want to give you the details on how to tie all this together and how to track your progress. because tracking progress is important. The first thing you need to do is begin planning your meals ahead of time. That's essential. I highly recommend the If It Fits Your Macros approach for a beginner because it gives you daily goals to achieve with your food intake. Planning meals is one area most people really mess up. They claim they don't count calories, etc. However, if you figure out, using available online calculators, what macro goals you need to hit, planning will help you achieve them with precision. As you plan your meals, use some sort of meal tracking tool to determine how you are doing towards hitting your macro goals. And this is before you even eat the food. Now you have adjusting your meals accordingly because you see that your macro goals are off. But once you've completed this step, you will now have a menu to follow that will guarantee you hit your eating goals. That's calorie counting, folks. That's how it works. You don't just count as you go along, you count ahead of time. Now, once meal planning is out of the way, you will want to plan your training and your training schedule. Now, determine your workouts before you hit the gym. That part is really important. Determine what order you will execute your workouts. I'm going to run the Y3T program through 2 cycles totaling 18 weeks. Be sure you log your workouts. I know how many people laugh at this concept, but in general, the people who laugh at logging the workouts are the same people who never make any progress in the gym. You're going to want to determine when and how much cardio you will be doing. That will get you a training plan, and once your training plan is set, you are set. Once goals are set, meal planning is handled, and training is planned, you will need a way to track your progress. Now, I use a spreadsheet that tracks everything. You can do the same, or you can use a paper logbook. Now, at a bare minimum, you're going to want to record your body weight, your body fat percentages, and any changes in either. I highly recommend circumference measurements be tracked as well on a weekly basis. I'm a huge believer that the more data we have on ourselves, the better we can make adjustments as we go along. Keep this log updated weekly. Take progress photos to have something to compare to as you go along. Once you've collected relevant data, you will need to analyze that data. If you're happy with your progress, simply leave things as they are. And if you've stalled at all and are not losing any fat, adjust your macros accordingly. You have to watch for times when you stall and make adjustments. That's the entire reason to be collecting the data in the first place. It isn't just to give you something to do each week. The same can be said with your cardio training. If fat loss is slowing down, before adjusting your macros, adjust the amount of time you're doing cardio. If you followed my advice and started out with short sessions, you should have plenty of room to adjust your cardio training time. Simply add that additional 5 minutes per session we talked about, and you will start to see progress. Once again, it really is that easy. The key takeaway here, though, is that you must give yourself room to make adjustments, but you also must make those adjustments when things are not going the way you want. This can even include your training with weights. It's all just a matter of examining the data and making the relevant and appropriate adjustments. Now, I know some or all of this may seem tedious to you, but this is all about changing habits. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. That, after all, is a definition of insanity. Instead, embrace these changes and your habits themselves will also change. By putting all these components together, you will be well on your way to change that matters. You will begin to see the hard work pay off for you. I want you to understand that you don't need to jump on a fad diet or train to failure on every set. You have to pick a plan that will work for you and then execute that plan with consistency. You have to be honest with yourself as well. If you are continually eating pizza and McDonald's, you shouldn't be surprised when the data says you're not on the right path. Being honest with yourself and others is the final component of this entire program, and probably the most important component as well. I am a huge believer in accountability partners. I think they help you get to a place you might never reach on your own. However, you need to be honest with your accountability partner. You also need to be honest with, you got it, yourself. If you allow yourself to lie and get away with it, that will become an ingrained habit, making it so much harder to achieve your goals. Look at everything objectively as though you are an outsider looking in. If things are not working, fix them. Make the changes required. Don't make excuses. Excuses got you where you started. Don't let excuses derail your program. Always maintain that honest intensity and focus. Be consistent always. Don't ever give up. This is not a sprint. It is a marathon. As such, it is going to require patience and willpower. You will want to quit, but don't do it. Love yourself enough to keep pushing forward to the completion of your goals. Perhaps you should start an accountability blog and post each day's article to your Facebook wall. Maybe you should start up an Instagram just for your progress photos. Whatever will keep you motivated and honest, do it. This is all about doing the things that will help you get to your goals. So, today's tip of the show is all about consistency. You've heard me talk about it through this whole episode. When it comes to changing your physique, consistency is the key at every step. To be consistent with your eating, you're going to see results. Be consistent with your training, you're going to see results. Be consistent with your tracking of your results, you're going to see results. Consistency is the key to everything you want to achieve. Consistency is what holds everything together. Now, I know many of you have heard that eating keto is the right way, or low carb is the right way, or whatever way is the right way. Well, in today's no baloney moment, I'm going to tell you the truth about these things. What eating style you use is a personal preference. I say pick one that you will do on a consistent basis, because consistency is the key. If what you choose is too difficult for you to execute, you will be setting yourself up for failure. Do what comes natural to you. For me, I get the best results on a moderate to low carb eating plan. I've done great on extremely low carb plans, but I find that I cannot be consistent. Today's no baloney moment is about reminding you that the best approach is the one you will stick to with consistency. Even when to train, the answer is always train at a time that you're going to do it. And that's today's no baloney moment. Well, thanks for taking the time to listen. As stated, I will be presenting my goals for the next 18 weeks, and they are exciting. When this 18 weeks is over, I will weigh 215 pounds. I will be at 15% body fat. I will use the Y3T program for my weights. I will do 3 HIIT cardio sessions every week for a total of 54 HIIT cardio sessions during the 18 weeks. I want to hit the gym twice a day, every day. This will equate to 252 trips to the gym in 18 weeks' time. While the first 18 weeks is designed to take off all the fat I want gone, the next 18 weeks will be devoted to building some serious muscle. I'm going to need you to hold me accountable during all of this. That's all for this edition of Fitness Freedom. Keep working on your mindset so that you can be set free from your personal body prison.
Hey, this is Mike. I sure hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing in iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, or by going to fitnessexpose.com/podcast.
Thanks for listening to Fitness Freedom, helping you break through your personal prison in your body and mind. You can find Mike's ebook on 5 steps to getting into the best shape of your life at fitnessexpose.com/podcast. Go there right now for your free gift of 5 steps to getting into the best shape of your life. Feel free to reach out to Mike directly on Facebook or Twitter. Go to fitnessexpose.com/Twitter and his Facebook, fitnessexpose.com/Facebook. Until next time, create your freedom through fitness.